Hey, hello guys, hi everyone, how y'all doing? It's me, Young Leo Akio. Welcome to my channel. You're watching my automotive and sport channel. And hi all my Facebook, YouTube fan out there. Today is August the 10th, 2016, and want to make a short video showing you guys how to do a on the car brake bleeding process. Uh, um, I've already done a bench bleeding on my brake and my clutch system, but today I'm specifically just gonna talk about the brake bleeding, the brake system, um, instead of the clutch. But basically, you can use clutch fluid and the brake fluid. It's the same type of brake fluid. It's either .3 or .4. Right now I'm using .3, but the thing is my brake fluid and my clutch fluid is my brake fluid is .3 synthetic. My clutch fluid is just regular brake fluid, .3. Okay, so that's a different. But I want to go ahead and switch it over to the same, so I won't be mixed and confused later on. So I'm gonna be, bleeding and using the same flutes maybe the next time or so. You want to do that so you won't get confused, but it's your choice. You can use .3 or .4. It's up to you, however you want it. uh, but I use this right here, Pristone .3 synthetic brake fluid for my brake system right now, which I'm bleeding. So after bleeding, bench bleeding the brake system, I installed the brake system in the brake master cylinder. Um, Once it's installed in the car, uh, go ahead and start doing the brake bleeding process. But first of all, I want to mention is to you about the jacking up the car. As my last video, I was talking about. I told you guys about jacking up the car using the brakes and all that. Well, I kind of misled, give you kind of like the wrong information about the jacking, like the level, the front should be higher, but that information is wrong. Um, so I'll tell you why. First of all, you need to find a level parking lot or a level ground. My parking lot is not level. As you can see, this toward here is going down the hill, so it's not level. That's why I was talking about making the front of my car a little bit higher, because it's going down, so we want to make it higher. But you should jack your car, the front of your car, higher than the back. Normally you would want to do that, because you know why? First of all, it's better to do that because of fluids. You want your fluids to, like, you know your front of your engine should be facing up like that, just like your brake master cylinder and your clutch master cylinder, is facing upward. So when you do your bleeding, it can, all the trap air can go up, you know, because if you look at it, you want all your system, to facing upward, just like the reason why you want to jack the front of your car, your vehicle, upward is when you're doing your engine oil change too, like down to the engine, down to the oil pan. The bolt, when you're losing and you're draining your oil, you want your car to be, jacking up, so all the fluid drain down the oil drain bolt, because it's facing that way. And another thing is, if you want to drain your um, your transmission oil. As you can see, this is a manual car, and the drain the drain bolt for the manual transmission is on this side. It's on the right side, and it's facing that way. And you want to jack your car this side up, higher, so it'll go down, down the drain hole like that. So whenever you do a oil transmission oil change, jack this side higher than the driver's side, the passenger side higher, so all the oil from the transmission will go out from that drain hole. Got it? Got that concept, right? Okay, now back to talking about I'm I'm doing the brake system bleeding on all the brake hoses around the tire. You want to do individually, one tire at a time, but you want to start with the passenger uh, rear first. Okay, you want to start with the passenger rear first. So take out the tire, your passenger rear tire, and of course you want to use some jack to jack it up. I use the 3-ton jack, but first I want to use the smaller, the inside the car jack, the small jack right there, because the car is lower. If your car is lower, you need to use that small jack first, and then use that to jack it up after that. But then you want to, take out your bolt before you do all that. So you want to lose out your tire bolts, and then after you jack it up, then you take out the tire, the rims and the tire, and then if you haven't checked your pads or changed your pad or checked your disc brake specs and all that, you want to do it right now. I did it before already, but I'm gonna go over with you a little bit here. I checked my brake pads already. It seems okay. It's not that wear out. And my caliper, I took it out before and I rebuilt it, kind of rebuilt it and put like grease in it and all that. So hopefully, I didn't put the right grease. I put the red grease instead of like the brown or the black grease. But I guess it's gonna work. I hope it's gonna work. But it seems like it's working. But you just want to have the right grease in there, okay? Whenever you trying to rebuild your the brake caliper piston inside of it, okay? Okay. So and then your brake disc, I mean your brake pad, you want to change it if you have to, if you wear down. And of course this is the rear, so it has the emergency brake shoes in the back too. So if you can do, you wanted to, you can do that now, but that's going to be a lot more work because you have to take out the disc and the hub and all that, and it's hard work. If you want to do that, you need some special tool to do that too. I haven't do that yet. I haven't get into it, but if I do, I'll make some video to show you guys how to do that also. But it's a lot of work and it's hard too, because I used to work at Thai Kingdom before, and to do that kind of job, especially the brake, the emergency brake shoe is in the back here, and whenever you change that or change the disc brake in the back, it's hard. It's harder than the front. The front is much easier than the back. But anyway, let's get back to the brake part, the bleeding part. So about the disc brake, if you want to change, you can, or if you see a little rust or something, and you check inspect, and it is inspect, just go ahead and get some, I don't know, some decent size uh, sandpaper. Uh, just I don't know what size, but you just read the manual and see what size you need for the sandpaper to sand it. Sand it this. When you sand it like this, go around smoothly like that. So all the rust will come out from the surface of the disc. See, the surface of my disc is kind of rusty, but it was looking bad. It was looking worse than this. I already sanded this down a little, so it looks much better now. And then after you drive it, you use the brake pad. It'll clean it up too. And then you want to use brake cleaner, spray around it after you sand it, okay? Spray around your pads and your brake disc, and that's when you know you're cleaning it. All right. um, okay. Next thing is you want to have a flare nut wrench. Don't use any other wrench but beside the flare nut wrench, okay? That's the kind of wrench you want to use, so it won't mess up the bolt thread, and then have the right size clear hose mounted to your bleeder bolt there. Remember to have your bleeder bolt caps and all that, out, and keep it. Don't lose it. That's the bleeder bolt caps, so dirt won't come in. Next thing is, have any empty bottle. Um, this is about a foot long hose, so cut about a foot or a foot and a half, depending on what, how you place it. Have an empty bottle. That's for your brake fluids, whenever you bleeding it. Um, so firstly, you want to do is always topping up, open out your brake reservoir and see if it's top up, at least, maximum level, and just have it like that. Don't close it up, so you can have your brake fluid. You can refill it when it's lower during the bleeding process. So always have it open, always getting ready to top it up. Next thing is have someone, or if you don't have someone to help you, this is like a one-person job too, if you can, but it's better with two people. Or you can have that long wood board stick right there and have it, between your seats and your brake paddle there. Okay, I show you my other video about this too. So firstly, you want to pump, a little bit, a few times. And if your brake is bad, when you pump the brake pads, I mean the brake pedal, the first pump, you will see it, it's not hard. It's gonna be soft, and it might be squishing down, for the first pump or so. The reason is I forgot to do the bleeding process here at the tire before I drove it. So I installed um, my master brake cylinder on, and I didn't do the tire bleeding process, and I crank it up. As you can see in my other video, I cranked my engine up and I got excited, and so I drove it without bleeding my brake lines and all that. And so I drove it, but then when I hit the pedal, the brake pedal, it won't stop. So I was kind of, I was like, what the hell is going on? My brake is not working because it's really losing. And so I had to use the emergency brake the whole time while I was test driving this rebuild engine when I got it done. So I was test driving around the neighborhood a little bit, and oh my goodness, I mean, that's just dangerous. Don't ever do that. That's kind of mistake that I've done, and I had to use the emergency brake that whole time. But it's okay. It's just that I know I forgot about uh, bleeding all the holes around the tire, bleeding the brake around the tire before I even, make sure the pedal, the brake pedal is pumping hard before I even drive it. And so I just, back it up, park in my driveway, and jack it up and do this last uh, brake bleeding process on my under my wheel. Okay. All right, guys. I think it's been almost 15 minutes, so I might have to do a part two video of this brake bleeding process on the wheel. So this is the part one. So I'm gonna get back to you with the part two of this video. All right, guys, hang around. Thanks.